Hello everyone, this is Josh from Risk Wrenches, and in this video we are going to be washing our 1992 Firebird for the first time in a long time, at least since 2014. The gentleman I bought this said that it had been sitting when he got it, and he got it in 2014. So this thing could have been sitting 25 years, but it's going to be the first wash in at least 12 years. So this thing is actually super filthy. It sat in the field for a long time, so the exterior is junk, and the interior is full of rats, turds, random parts, and just completely and utterly gross. So we're going to pull the seats out of this thing, pull the carpet, set it all over here, pressure wash all of it to at least make it not give me some sort of disease I didn't start today with. And then we're going to do the outside the same way. Pull the hood off, pressure wash a little bit of the engine bay, just kind of get all the rat's nests and everything out of it so I have a clean slate to work on and try to get this thing running and possibly driving. The transmission fluid smells a little bit weird, so I'm not holding out hope on that, but the engine looks okay, so I'm hoping we can get that at least running. But without me yapping anymore, let's get into it. All right, well, first things first, this driver's seat is like barely attached. The rail has actually rusted in half, so I might be able to just yank this thing out. I'm hoping I don't have to pull the bolts. I might have to. Oh, maybe. Hold on. Look at that. I don't know how well you guys will be able to see it, but yeah, 2005. That's an antique. It's probably worth the $700 I paid for the car right there. Should go in a museum. Oh, this Milky Way is good till 2002. It's real nice. This Milky Way is as old as I am. I was born in 02. Holy crap. So the people really liked Milky Ways and didn't like cleaning their cars. That's good to know. We're learning history about this thing. There's a mouse from like 2003 in here. Dude, I need to quit getting to, oh my goodness, look at how, yeah, that's how you know it's old school. The mouse has that connection. Let's see if there's a date on this thing. Yeah, so this was made in 02. So I'm gonna say this thing hasn't been cleaned out between 02 and 05. So yeah, at least 20 years. In the very least 20 years. Probably more if we're being realistic here. Seat bolt is out. Wow. I really wish this front one would do the same thing. Nope, she just ran it off. I'll get my torch and try to warm it up a little bit. Ugh. It's really good for you to breathe the smoke that comes out of burning rat poop. It's actually a health fat. It's a health pack, like those hack channels on YouTube. Oh my God, it worked. Those hack channels on YouTube, they won't tell you this, but breathing burning rat poop is actually the best thing for your health. There we go. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Come on, let go. Let go of the cable that I burned. I hope that's not important. Don't worry, it looks like it's just the battery cable that relocates it from the back to the front. It's not that important. It's not like that's going to have a lot of volts going through it or anything. All right, time to do the same thing to the other side. And like I said, hopefully it's not as bad on that side. Seat's ready to come out. Get on out. Get on out. There you go. Good seat. Oh yeah. Yummy. All right, well now I guess just get a knife and start cutting this carpet out because it's not going back in. Well, it might. I probably pressure wash it, set it back in just to cover the holes in the floor so it doesn't get super windy when I drive it until I fix the floors. We'll see. Look at that. That's yummy right there. That's real yummy. Well, move on to the back now. I'll show you guys what I found in a minute. It's pretty not good. Whoa. Nice, whatever that is. Old ice scraper that's deformed. Oil fill tube. Serpentine belt. Bunch of wires. Bunch of tubes, which I don't need. Yummy. That's not good. Let me show you guys the rust that's not good. Now let me preface this with, like I said, I have a really soft spot for these cars, and I knew what I was getting into. I knew this thing was rusty. I was just hoping it wasn't as rusty as he said, but he was honest. This thing is rusty. So it geeks me out a little bit about these floorboards, but I mean, over there it's a lot worse. It's funny, the driver's side floorboard's a lot better than the passenger side floorboard. The passenger side floorboard in the back seat's gone. But what's really bad, this big old panel right here is the trailing arm. This is your rear end, basically. This is what holds your rear end into the car, and it's just made of rust. So it's actually completely, basically, detached from the body. You can see it right there. That's your frame rail right there. That should not be doing that. Granted, these cars are kind of known for this. They are the next classic. Everything from the 80s is going up in value now. So they do make kits for these things, and they're not super, super expensive. Like, I'll probably put about 1,500 bucks into new floorboards. Those back, I think they're called torque boxes, where everything goes into. And then probably some supports to go from the front end to the rear end. But like I said, I knew what I was getting into here. I was just hoping it wasn't that bad, but it is that bad, at least on this one. On the other one we're getting, it doesn't look that bad. So I'm gonna keep my fingers crossed for that one. But let's pressure wash all this crap. Blow everything out of the interior of this turd, pressure wash the outside, get into the engine bay here, give that thing a good wash, just so it's a wrenchable car. It doesn't have to be perfect. I just wanna not, like I said, not get some disease I didn't start the day with whenever I'm wrenching on it. So let's do that. Now that the interior parts are mostly clean, let's work on the exterior. All right, and just like that, we are a hell of a lot cleaner than what we started. Driver's seat, probably not gonna end up keeping it. I'll probably tack that in back in the frame just to have a seat to move it around with. Passenger seat actually turned out pretty good, and it just smells like fabric now. The carpet, like I said, is pretty tore up, but it's at least not mud soaked anymore. It doesn't have a bunch of weird stains on it. Same thing with the back carpet. The engine bay actually looks pretty darn good. A lot of the plastic in here and everything is not dry rotted, like this washer fluid thing, these vacuum lines, all that stuff. This engine looks like it held up pretty good for sitting for so long. There was a bunch of bugs that started coming out of it when I pressure washed it, so that's a good sign. I'm sure I'm gonna have some creepy crawlies jumping on me when I try to get this thing running. And I know what a few of you guys are going to say, oh my God, you're going to hurt the electronics by pressure washing it. I wasn't super close to stuff. This thing's been sitting 20 some odd years. If it got hurt by water, it would have already been hurt by now. Like I said, I wasn't, you know, right here spraying into the blower motor or anything like that. So it should be fine. I was just taking the caked in dirt and everything off the top of it. The interior, it's wrenchable now. Like I said, the rust didn't go away, sadly, but there's no more gun herb syphilades in it, I hope. This door panel right here came out pretty good. The dash itself, actually, apart from being tore up and everything, and without, you know, a bunch of diseases on it, it looks okay. Then the back end here, like I said, the trunk is pretty clean. There's a bunch more stuff in there, but I mean, what can you do? I was just kind of making more of a mess than anything. I'll just let this dry out and vacuum it all out whenever I'm done with it. But yeah, this thing is cleaned up good enough where I can work on it without getting some sort of disease. And that's what you guys are going to see next. I'm going to try my best to get this thing running. Like I said, we don't know anything about it. The guy bought it without knowing anything about it, like in 2014. So it's been sitting for a long time, but all them wrappers in there were from 2006. So this thing has been sitting for a long time, whichever way you slice it. I know for a fact this thing is locked up. I did put a breaker bar on it. I cannot get it to spin, but that doesn't really surprise me for sitting like this long. It probably just has a little bit of rust on the cylinders. I'll throw some transmission fluid, some acetone down each cylinder, pop the plugs out, and I'm sure that'll unstick that. I do know for a fact most of the electronics work on this car. I'll play a clip up here. I did plug in a battery when I first got it home just to see what was what. That's how you know I'm cooler than you. Number one, my seat's broken, but number two, look at this right here. See them up there? See them? See them? See this right here? See this right here? Look. Oh my goodness, pop up and down headlights. They click when they're up, but when you shut them off, they do come back down. So that's a win. That right there is a win. And sadly, the starter does not work, and that doesn't surprise me with the fact that, like I said, there was a starter in that passenger side right there. So hopefully the starter itself just went out. It sat for a bit. You know, the guy might have died or something. A new owner got it, figured out the starter was junk, maybe went, oh, I'm going to fix it, grabbed a starter, and never did. But you guys will see all the adventures of me getting this. Maybe 305, whatever it is. I don't know. It says it's supposed to be a 305, but like I said, it's got a 98 front end. It's got an 84 steering column. It's got a disc brake rear end when it should have been drum. Who knows what engine this actually is, but it's some sort of Chevy small block. And normally those things are pretty darn hard to kill. So I bet with a little bit of tinkering, we can get this thing running. But you guys will see whatever I do to it here on this channel. This was Josh from Riskas Wrenches taking off 15 to 20 years of dirt and grime from my 1992 Firebird. If you guys like this type of stuff, let me know down in the comments. If you guys have any tips and tricks about getting these motors unstuck, let me know. I know for a fact I use like a 60-40 blend of acetone and transmission fluid, and that seems to unstick basically anything I throw at it. I haven't had one that's put up more of a fight than that. Sometimes I mix a little bit of Marvel Mystery Oil in there, but that normally unsticks just about anything you want it to. But if you guys have some crazy trick that always works for you, let me know down in the comments below. This was Josh from Riskas Wrenches. I hope you guys are having a great day, night, week, whatever it is. Hope you guys are having a great one. Hope to see you guys here on this channel. Check out the few other videos that I got posted up right here, or playlist, or whatever it is, and I hope to see you guys in the next one. Peace out and bye-bye. I didn't want to be the guy that, you know, filmed random children without their consent. That'd probably put me on a watch list somewhere.
Mr. nicknames his private member Lazarus because he has risen from